Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rodney Seiler sitting in for Lisa Seiler on Crafting and Cruising. And we'll take a few minutes to chat here while we're getting going and give a few people a chance to get on the live with us. Lisa's in the green room, whatever that means. I think in TV shows, they have a green room where people are waiting to come on, but she's going to do comments and so forth from the background today.
He's trying to be funny, y'all.
And well, see, even from the green room, you can hear her. The green room is very close.
Hi, Diane Johnson.
Diane Johnson is on the call. Thanks for coming on. We're going to be decorating a little birdhouse that I made, and I'll show you a little bit about that just in a few minutes. It's a red cedar. It's common to the southern United States, the red cedar. The out west, they have a lot of western cedar and different kinds. But red cedar has a real red color core to the tree, and a lot of the wood, when you cut it up, will have white and red on it. So it's a pretty wood. It's got lots of resin, and it lasts a long time out in the weather. I made some similar birdhouses to these about 35 years ago for a craft group at our church at the time, and I put them all, made them as a kit, so they're real easy to put together. And we took them up there, and the ladies assembled them and put them out in trees, and because they were made of western cedar, they lasted for years and years. I would say that ours probably lasted for 30 years, hanging up in the trees. So it worked out pretty good. I see somebody else on here. Brittany, no, bring something. I can't read it. Hey, my friend. Oh, that's Lisa saying, hey, my friend. That's Lisa in the green room saying, hey, my friend. So I'm going to quit reading comments and let her read some comments, I guess.
Hi, Carol Stinson.
Hello, Carol. All right, this is the birdhouse that we're going to be decorating today. I didn't want to make just a standard tapered roof birdhouse. I wanted to make it a little bit whimsical, so that's why I put the curves on the roof like that. Made it a little bit more difficult to build, but
hi, Debbie Harris.
Anyway, this the way that this one is designed, it's got the little perch on the front. Of course, all this will come off till we get it ready to glue together for the last thing. But in birdhouses, you want to be able to clean the old nest out periodically. So this one has a piece of tapered wood that slips into the bottom, goes across there, and it creates the bottom of the birdhouse. And it's got some holes in it, so you can screw it down to like a fence post or something. So you can actually take this little wood piece right here, and you can attach it to a fence post, and then you can just slide the birdhouse right onto the top of it and fix it to that. And then when you want to clean it out, you just slide the birdhouse off, clean all the little nest pieces out the bottom in the fall or winter, and have it ready for spring like a brand new house. And then I just took a coat hanger and made a little thing. If you want to hang it up and not use a post or something, you can hang it from a limb, from a little hanger. And I put a couple holes, one in the front, one in the back, for this to engage. So that's what it looks like. Now this is not, you see a lot of kits for birdhouses, they've got 4 or 5 pieces, because each little shingle piece is individual. There's, I think, 28 pieces to this birdhouse, not counting the little wire thing. So not a simple little kit, but it was a lot of fun. I think I made about 3 of them just to be getting ready to do this little presentation here. So if we can get this wire out.
Pieces?
Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll do that next once I get this disassembled here, until I got a good snug fit on it. The way it's not wanting to come out. There it comes. All right, I'll set this one aside. We'll let it steep for a few minutes. All right, I showed you the bottom piece. This is what goes in to hold the bottom of the nest to mount it. Then there's 22 of these little pieces. And I might do a fast video where you do a video and then you speed it up of showing the assembly of this, but I'm not going to assemble this one today because we're going to mostly be decorating.
Is all that cedar, even the white colored boards?
Yes, it's all cedar. Cedar has white places and red parts to it. Usually the outer part is white and the very core part of the wood is red. So some boards come out red and white. The little side pieces that I made, I went ahead and notched them so that when I'm putting it together, there's a stop for the wood to go against, so it makes it easy to know where to put it. Now this one is primarily glued together. Got a few screws in it, but usually what I do in something like this is I'll glue it to hold it in place quickly, and then I go back and pre-drill the holes and add little tacks in each of the boards to hold them in place. So it is a little time consuming. This one, the reason I've got an extra reinforcing piece on the inside, there was a tiny little crack in this piece of wood and I didn't want it to break later on, so I put a reinforcing piece on the back to hold it all together so I didn't have to waste that pretty piece of wood. Look how pretty the grain is on it.
Carol Stinson wants to know if you're going to sell them. We decided, Carol, if anybody was interested, they can direct message or personal message us, but it's not going to be real like a cheap birdhouse you would get at Michael's because of all the pieces and the time it takes to do it and to sand it.
Yeah,
and then, of course, there'd be shipping on top of that. So
it's not going to be a cheapy little birdhouse. So I didn't figure a lot of people would want them, but if somebody is interested, private message us or Lisa, and we'll figure out what one of them's worth and see if you really want one. Anyway, so this is the front and the back. I cut the individual notches in here so that each roof piece could sit right into a notch, and you don't have to worry about whether they overlap or not. With a design like this, they're always going to overlap, and make it fairly easy to assemble that way. So with all that done, here's all the pieces of birdhouse number 3.
Debbie Harris says she has a sparrow making a nest in her mailbox.
Ah, here you go.
Carol Stinson said you did a beautiful job on it, Rodney.
Well, thank you. Now let's get to the painting. Now, talking with my consultant on paint colors, and Lisa thought that some kind of muted colors might be better instead of going with the so many primary colors, and really something more like a stain. So we're going to, she advised me to thin the paint down a little bit so that it didn't just completely cover the wood, because the wood's kind of pretty. So we went with a nice green here. This one is Hauser light green, and we'll be thinning it down with lots of water. You can see it's getting soupy in here. And with the Americana paint, Deco Art Americana, we're going with Bahama Blue. Lisa, you're not going to get by many things without getting some turquoise on it if Lisa has something to do with it. Then we had a Deco Art Americana Cadmium Yellow. Seems like we use a lot of that. And then a Folk Art Matte Lipstick Red. And it is a bright red. So that's the 4 paints that we got picked out. If you, in the middle of this, you see something that would be better, we might be able to just change colors midstream and paint some that way.
Melissa, send us a PM, please. She said she'd purchased one.
Okay. What we can do, I'm thinking about, since we got lots of even size pieces here, just alternating colors, maybe go blue, yellow, green, red, blue, red, like that, and paint the tops, then the ends, and then I'm gonna I may go ahead and paint a solid color on one end, and then I may do a transfer on the back just to give it a little floral print and to be doing something a little different than just painting. All right, we're going to start with blue. You know how some people paint backwards? I think I'm going to try painting backwards. Look at this.
Thank you for the prayers for Tennessee, Debbie. Dazzle foil by Vic. My helper is my husband, Rodney.
I'm her assistant, second in command. Something like that.
Y'all, Vic is the one that, she's the one that made the hat, the bedazzled hat that I showed you, my camping hat. Let me go see if I can put my hands on that and show you all. I told you all to go follow her because I absolutely love this hat. So you can see her on there right now, and you can go follow her page. Let me see if I've got it in the bus. It may be in the house, but I'll see if I've got it out here.
So I'm just skipping. So I got 4 colors. I'm skipping 3. That way I don't have to change brushes so much. And I'm not too worried about if I get a little bit on the other board because the other paint will cover it up and might make it a little more rustic. Years ago when I built Lisa's first
I'm gonna run grab the hat real quick.
Art room, I used colors like this on her entire art room. I bought some recycled flooring out of an old house that had been, a couple of different colors of paint. And so I put old flooring down that was multicolored, and then I painted all the cabinets different colors like this. And even the frames around the windows were all different colors. I think it turned out pretty good. And then she decided, after I built that for her, she decided it was too small and she needed a bigger art room. So I built her a bigger art room, and we kind of made that one into more of a storage area. And then she filled up the second art room. So then we got this motorhome. So now it's starting to get full. So we may have to either open an art studio or a antique store or something just to put all our stuff that we got. I should be looking at comments here and see what everybody's saying. Ketones Mix is watching. Well, hello, Ketones Mix. I bet Ketones Mix has got a name to go with that. So you're getting behind on your messages, girl.
Sorry, I'm trying to find my hat.
Your hat?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That Vic made.
That's got some blue done.
Huh?
Let's switch.
Shh, I wasn't talking to you.
I think Siri's interrupting us here. Melissa Upton List is watching. Hey, Melissa. Thanks for tuning in. I think I'm seeing some new names here. Oh, sounds like your house. All right, yellow. Yeah, we do tend to accumulate some stuff. I like that yellow. All right. Now, one of the little projects y'all can probably help me with, I think whenever either I'm here helping Lisa reading comments or on here, I think I'm going to try to come up with some like helpful tips, just a little 10-15 second tip to that either I've learned or Lisa's learned or something over the years in art classes or even in life, just some kind of a tip to offer. So I haven't come up with a good name for it yet. We went through a bunch of ideas last night, but if you have any ideas for a little, 10-second tip, it's not bad, 10-second tip, something like that. Let us know what you suggest. That might be just what we need for a little tip line thing, but I think it'd be good just to offer during every live a couple of tips that might help people out. The thing of it is, a lot of you are going to know when if I say something is a good thing to do, a lot of you will have already done that and will agree with it, but there might be somebody out there either just getting started or just like something the other day. Lisa was doing some gold, some liquid gold paint that is more of an oil based, and you have to clean your brushes with an oil like vegetable oil or olive oil or something like that. And she had spilled some, and it kind of ran down across her thing she was painting, and someone who was watching suggested that she just take some oil on a napkin and clean off the part that was running down. And without even having thought of that before, Lisa did that, and it worked perfectly. So little tips like that, something that little known facts or something, that help people out. A lot of people do things, they call them hacks, 20 hacks to do such and such. I don't really like that word, so I didn't want to use the word hacks. But if you think of something, recommend it, maybe we'll do it. But the tip for today, this is the one I'm going to offer. And if anybody disagrees, that's okay. I may be wrong, but these are my own observations. is if you're going to use hot melt glue, the faster you get your two pieces put together, the better off. I've seen people put glue down, and then they get their parts together, and they wait a few minutes, and then they stick them down, and it sticks.
And y'all, he's talking about me primarily.
I'm talking about lots of people. But it sticks, but then, you know, it might pop right off a little bit. In fact, on some of these, I put some hot melt glue and just put the tiniest bit on there, and it was real easy later on just to pull them off. So the tip of the day is, if you're using hot melt glue and you really want it to stick well, don't delay putting your parts together. As soon as you can get your glue down and get your parts stuck on it, you're better off. All right, that's not looking bad. I kind of like that.
Pretty.
Looks like the painter had a bunch of extra paint to get rid of. All right, that's got the first two colors. Now green is next in line. So we've got this soupy green that I showed you earlier. It's not going to show up much on this dark red. It's a really dark red piece. Everybody see that? And it's a terrible brush too.
There's plenty above your head.
I think I'll just get rid of that one. Go to this one.
Diane Johnson said she does not like the word hack either. It sounds so negative or wrong.
Right. Like,
hey, Terry Chisholm.
It's like
Terry says, hey, Lisa, my friend and hubby.
Hello. Thanks for tuning in. This brush does a little better. It's kind of flimsy.
Oh, I love the colors though. They're so pretty.
Oh, dark red one.
Very pretty.
When I was putting the little pieces on for the roof, I kind of deliberately alternated the dark ones and the light ones. I thought that made it look a little better. But now that we're using 4 different paints, that means that some of the paints are going to get, like the green, for instance, is getting a lot of the dark pieces because I had alternated in 2s before. I think whatever bird builds in this house is going to be very proud of the paint job.
Melissa Liss said, I love it.
Thank you, Melissa. All right. How's that looking?
Oh, it's pretty. I love it.
So what is the... there's a store in our area here that sells a lot of things that are painted in colors like this. Is there a name for that kind of coloration when you're... I know if you got the really bright colors, it's Bohemian or something like that, boho.
Boho, yeah.
But if you got these kind of colors, is there a name for that kind of stuff?
I don't really know. Boho is not necessarily just bright colors. It's also like a lot of pattern. Boho has a lot of color and pattern. But I don't really know. I guess this would be more like rustic.
It's not farmhouse necessarily.
It could. I guess it could be. Terry, we're not camping right now. We just got home today, friend, from Lock A at Cheatham Dam, which is in Ashland City, Tennessee. It's a Corps of Engineers property.
We have a hookup here at the house where we can bring the motor home in, hook it up, and we can even live out of it if you want to right here at the house.
I love it. When Romano, our Haitian son, came, this is where he stayed.
Yeah. So it's kind of our guest house too.
Yeah. But it's nice for me to be able to come out here and craft instead of going into the house or going. I need to start crafting in my craft room some, my craft studio some, but it's a hot mess right now, so I need to clean it up.
All right, now folks, we're going to red. This is the lipstick red. It's going to really show up, I can tell. And
It may need to be thinned down some more.
Well,
It's
let me
pretty
get out my
thick.
rusty, trusty spray can here.
Ooh, it's pretty thick.
Pretend we're doing watercolors or something, I guess.
It does kind of give the appearance of watercolor, actually.
Just like painting the
I
barn.
still think that needs to be knocked down some.
Oops, I got
It's a
some on my,
bunch of water.
got some on my blue. All right, here we go. Spattering everywhere.
I know that spray bottle kind of squirts it everywhere. We had a boat on the Tennessee Tombigbee Waterway in northeast Mississippi. I've heard of that, Terry. I've never been there.
I've got a friend that helped build that.
Oh.
Don Preston, a good friend of mine in Lynchburg, grew up with, rode motorcycles with. After we got out of high school, he went to work on the Tombigbee Waterway running heavy equipment. A lot of people don't even know that the Tombigbee Waterway exists, but it's a pretty cool project where they took a place where there was a bend in the Mississippi River or between two rivers, and I'm not sure if it's Mississippi or not, but anyway, it was a big bend but in the river, and barges and stuff had to make a long way around the bends to come back. And with this waterway, when they installed it, they were able to cut a lot of time and miles off of the transport of product.
Roddy, can you turn that or hold it up for a minute?
Yes.
Somebody asked what it was. I can't really tell.
Okay.
Terry Chisholm said it's near Fulton, Mississippi.
There you go. And does it connect the Mississippi River? Is that it is on the Mississippi, or is it on one of the tributaries?
There you go.
It is a birdhouse. It's going to be a colorful birdhouse.
So pretty. Okay.
All right. Put a little more red on here. I've got nail holes are pre-drilled in this, so I can come back after I'm all done and put some tacks in the top if I want to make sure that the glue doesn't come loose at some point in time.
Terry, I have a friend that she and her husband bought a boat a while back, and I can't remember. They live in Hendersonville, I think. So they left from there, and they were heading to Florida in their boat, but they were going like the long route to go through lots of the Corps of Engineer places, so that they could go through the locks and things like that too.
So they were on like the Cumberland River.
Yeah.
And they were going through all the locks. They got to go all the way up to the Ohio River.
Yeah, I think that's what they did.
And then the Ohio all the way to the Mississippi, and then turned south on the Mississippi for days and worked their way down to the Gulf of Mexico and then over to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be an all summer deal.
Yeah, I mean they've been doing it, and they'll get off in certain places and stay and visit friends and stay for 2 or 3 days, get stuff done to the boat if they need to, and then get back home.
All right, I need some votes now. We got the top is done in all these pretty little colors. Now I'm going to do the ends. I've got to do the sides. I think on the back end, I'm probably going to put a transfer on the back. That's the only big flat area that's going to be easily seen without being at an angle like these little sides here. So I need a vote on the front. Somebody tell me what color to paint it. What you think? We've got the colors that we've already been using, the blue, yellow, green, and red.
Tell us what color you think the front should be. Terry said, I grew up in a small town. Our kids would love for us to go to the locks. The water would lower many, many feet. The lock would open, and then they would open the locks. That's fun. That's when
the
the
blue color.
The blue color.
Terry was the first to say the blue. I think blue's fine. Maybe a bluebird might move in.
Terry says blue. Anybody else want to vote? How about gray, Vic said.
Gray. Man, I'd have to get out another paint here.
Well, that blue kind of has a gray.
I could mix them all together and make a gray.
Ooh, no, let's not do that. That blue kind of has a gray hint to it.
Oh, we got blue or gray. Any other suggestions?
What is the transfer you're going to put on the back? Show them that and see
the
if what they think the transfer
is going to look like this. It's going to be pretty big floral. Some bee is going to fly right into it, thinking he's getting some supper. So, see how this looks with this so far.
Vic said that would match all the colors if you used gray.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, let's see, what about some gray? What would it take to find gray here?
Then Melissa says the green.
We got 3 individual votes.
And then Vic said, then maybe white.
I tell you what, where is the white?
I don't think you want white if it's going to be outside.
You think it won't be white very long?
I don't think it'll stay white very long.
Well, you probably don't have a gray.
What about if you mix the blue and the green, just kind of, and Melissa said, you do you. You do you, boo.
Yeah.
What if you mix the gray and the green, kind of, and see if you can come up with a grayish tint?
Gray and green.
I mean, green and blue. I'm sorry.
Green and blue.
Blue and green, yeah.
It's going to take a lot to do this in, didn't it? It's not too ugly. It's not too pretty either.
You think the birds are really going to be picky?
Well, they might be. Somebody says they love it.
I think that's fine.
We can always paint over it. That's the good thing about this.
And you don't know exactly how the wood's going to take it either, since there's already a red cast to most of that wood on the
Remove
front.
the perch.
Margaret Turner, hey Margaret, says red.
We may end up coming back and putting red. This green is not covering the red very well.
Kitchen Table Creations. If you all are, whoever's in here and has a page, feel free to drop your page link in the comments.
Yep.
Actually, you can come in under your page name. I think they frown on links. FB frowns on links being put in the comments. But if you come in under your page name, you're welcome to do that, and then people can see where to follow you.
Yep. And we'd love for everybody to follow everybody that comes on. We're like to promote it, and if anybody would like to share this with other people, we'd like to get lots of people on here.
We do really want to grow our community. But I'm just kind of learning all the ins and outs of all this. Terry Chisholm says she hopes it's a cardinal. We lost our son 8 years ago. When I see a cardinal, I think he's watching over me. I know he's beside me every day. Sweet Terry, my heart hurts for you. I'm so, so sorry. I can't even imagine losing a child. I've lost both of my parents, and that was very tough, but I can't imagine losing a child. I agree about the Cardinals. Every time I see one around here, I say hello to my mom and or my dad. Thank you for sprinkling, Vic. I appreciate that.
All right. So what do y'all think about this green? Anybody? I mean, we can always paint over it if you don't like it. I'm not loving it at this point.
Well, why don't you do it the red? That might attract more birds, actually. The red color, so you could just glaze over that with the red.
Let it dry a little bit first, I guess.
You got some kind of dryer over there?
I have one of the best little dryers you've ever seen. It's quiet. Real quiet till you plug it in. All right. Is anybody commenting on that pea green color?
Nobody's really said anything, but earlier somebody said red, and it is pretty bright, so that might really be good to glaze over it with red and see what happens.
So not just try to make it really red, just kind of lightly red.
Well, I mean, just use that red paint you have right there and just go over the green. If it's dark, that's fine. If it's light, that's fine. So I have a question for y'all. I've asked this question before. Do you all prefer watching lives during the day or in the evening? And if it's in the evening, do you like it around this hour, or would you prefer it to be later? I know we're all in different time zones, but in trying to figure out a time to get the most people available, I just wondered what y'all thought about whether you'd rather do it during the day or in the evening, maybe even in the morning. Just let me know in the comments. I'd be interested in knowing. And don't forget, if you're not on my Telegram yet, the link is pinned at the top of my page. It's a free app that you download, and you just go in and find Crafting and Cruising and join it. And at some point in the not too distant future, all the names of the people who've joined my Telegram are going to go into a drawing for a watercolor. So somebody will win a watercolor.
You mean like a little watercolor crayon or a painting?
A watercolor painting. I'm in Eastern. I usually go on at 7. Okay, gotcha. That's the problem. Last night I was on, or yesterday afternoon late, I don't remember. But Chris was on. Shayna was on. Who else were we? Justin may have been on. I can't remember if he was on or not. But there were 3 or 4 crafters on at the same time. No, Mary White was on. And so I was going on there. I was telling the different crafters, okay, I'm watching you, but I'm also watching, oh, Beth with Rekindle Blessing, she was on. So I told Mary, I said, okay, I'm watching you, but I'm also watching Beth. And then right after that, Rodney goes, Shayna's coming on. So we need like 3 or 4 sets of eyes to watch at one time. But it's just impossible to, you know, be able to go on at a time where no other crafter's going on. I know it's hard. But I don't know how many people work during the day and would prefer it at night, or how many people would really prefer it during the day and have the nights available. Like for family.
All right, what are y'all thinking about this red fronted birdhouse now?
I like that, but I'd put another coat on it. I might even put just straight red on it myself. It is hard to catch everyone, Melissa. You're right. Y'all like this red? Do you think it needs to be brighter? Come on, Ewans. Tell us what you think.
Well, we could move on. Now, with transfers, do they work better if it's painted or if it's just bare wood or what?
I don't think that it really matters. I wouldn't put, well, I think it would be fine if you paint it as long as you dry it before you attempt the transfer.
But I don't really, it's going to cover almost all of it. I could just touch up around the edges when I get through and not paint it. So I said something here.
Well, I think you would be happier with the transfer if you did have it painted a color.
Yep, they're suggesting one more coat of red. I guess it's a little bit
I think
muted.
so. But while that's drying, you could go on and decide what you're going to put on the sides. And if you're going to do the front red, maybe you should do the sides the same color.
What?
Well, that would give a little continuity, and then have your different colors on top and your transfer on the back. Hey, my sweet Micheline. You're never late, sister. You're here.
You're right on time. We're just getting started.
Hope you've had a great day.
This reminds me of when people have the barns that they paint red and they paint the, how about that?
Sorry, y'all. Now we lost them. They're going to have to come back.
Lost too.
The live. Okay, sorry, y'all. We got a call. We forgot to put our phone on Do Not Disturb. My bad.
No, we're still going though.
Okay, go ahead. Micheline says she loves birdhouses.
Well, Micheline, you came to the right place.
Hey, Micheline, what kind of birds do y'all have in Arizona?
They have road runners. I've seen them on cartoons before.
Oh, Vic said you could do red, white, and blue.
Ah, as long as you keep with the kind of muted colors.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
There you go, Vic. He likes your idea.
Patriotic.
She said, be patriotic. That's exactly
right.
what she said.
I had this done before the 4th of July.
Yeah, and then we'll have it. Memorial Day's coming up first. So we'll have it for Memorial Day and the 4th of July.
Let's see this.
Yeah, I like that red better.
Try to get some of the major
Okay,
streets
Terry.
out, but it'll all
Love
dry.
you, sister. When you get a chance, PM me and let me know how he's doing, okay? We're still praying for you. Yeah, that red's prettier. She said, Micheline said they have road runners and quail, hawks, owls, hummingbirds, and of course, snowbirds. LOL, she said.
Yep, she's also got some of those big blackbirds. They're not as big as crows necessarily. They're bigger than the blackbirds around here. I don't know, and they're pretty curious. They like to, when I've been out there for different things, they'll come around looking for leftover food or whatever.
Do you know what he's talking about, Micheline? Some big blackbird? I love, she said snowbirds. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Are you going to paint the bottom of that perch?
Again?
The bottom of it. You haven't painted it yet.
I painted
Oh,
partway
that's,
around, but
yeah.
I didn't do the whole thing. I need to take it out so that I don't end up gluing it in place with the paint.
snowbirds. That's hilarious. So y'all have a lot of snowbirds in Arizona?
Sure.
I'm surprised. I thought they all went to Florida. I thought all snowbirds went south. But I guess going
warm.
west, they would get warm too.
They go for warm weather because as we get old, that cold weather just is not as fun as it used to be.
She said, yes, we get those blackbirds too. I call them praying birds because they're always looking up to the sky. Oh, that's interesting.
I've got to see
Melissa said, yep, we have tons of those crazy blackbirds. Melissa, are you in Arizona too? I was looking up to the sky, so she calls them praying birds. That's so sweet.
Yeah, when we were out there, we went to a couple of places that were like museums, and there was a botanical garden, and I remember that those big old blackbirds were all around trying to get a handout from something, a crumb or a piece of popcorn or something.
Vic said my parents went to Port Aransas in Texas. Melissa, yes, I live in the mountains of Arizona. I had no idea.
Are the White Mountains, maybe?
Do you live in the White Mountains?
Mountains of Arizona?
What was the name of that mountain where we went snowmobiling?
The White Mountains.
Was it White Mountain?
That's why I ask.
Ah.
All right.
Yes, we went to visit our friends that live in Mesa. But they were going to take their two sons for like a little vacation where there was some snow. And I said, snow in Arizona? And she said, yeah, in the mountains. And so we found a hotel to stay in, and we all went up there, and Ronnie and I went snowmobiling. We had the best time.
Let me give y'all some advice. If you ever get a chance to ride on the snowmobile behind Lisa, don't do it.
Ronnie?
She is a wild woman on a snowmobile.
I love snowmobile. Micheline said traffic is usually terrible around that time that snowbirds are here, and the Mayo Hospital is so busy at this time. Hard for locals to get appointments at this time. I forgot the Mayo Clinic was out there. Melissa lives in Williams, the gateway to the Grand Canyon. They got 130 inches of snow this year. Oh my word. I am so jealous because we didn't even get 2 inches, I don't think, the whole winter.
Yes, we did. We got a couple of decent snows.
We did not. We didn't have any real decent
thought they
snow. We
looked like
couldn't build
snow.
a snowman. We couldn't sled, nothing. I love snow, Melissa. Love it, love it. Do you love it? Because a lot of people that live in snowy areas say, ugh, I wish I could get away from the cold. I don't like being around all this snow. And maybe if I had it all the time, I wouldn't love it. But man, I sure do wish we could get more than we get.
All right, the red, white, and blue. Do we stick with the same blues?
Don't be jealous. She said you didn't have to shovel it. That's true.
That's what we have.
That's true. I'd probably be in a lot better shape if I had to shovel it, though. We are in, who asked where we are?
Are you in the Mayo Clinic?
Oh, Kitchen Table Creation. We are in Franklin, Tennessee, which is a suburb of Nashville. And you're in Ohio. How far are you from Mason, Ohio, Cincinnati area?
Oh, excuse me for not showing my painting talents here.
Micheline said, I'd love to see the snow, but not be in it. I had my share of snow living in North England. I'm sure you did. But I grew up in the Nashville area. And when I was a child growing up, every winter we missed a lot of school because we had really nice, big snows.
Oops, I painted my shirt.
And I loved it. Not too far. I'm in Dayton. Okay, gotcha. Do you have you been in Dayton all your life? Got a question about that if you have.
All right, that's got a blue side.
Melissa was born and raised in Flagstaff, Arizona, 7,000 feet. Wow.
Yeah, Lisa and I went to Flagstaff a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
We left the Scottsdale area
Scottsdale.
in a convertible.
It wasn't Scottsdale, was it?
We were in Phoenix, Scottsdale.
Yeah, Phoenix. Okay.
And in a convertible, and as we went, it got colder and higher and colder. I had no idea. I thought with Grand Canyon, I just figured it was down low. I didn't realize that first you go up a mountain and then you have the Grand Canyon. So before long, we were determined not to put the top up on the convertible.
And what were we wearing?
Well, bathing suits.
Bathing suits. I was very pregnant and had on a bathing suit and shorts. And we didn't have jackets, anything.
Had a beach towel.
And all of a sudden, it starts getting cool, and then cooler, and then cold,
And then snow.
and then we're in snow. And it was like, what in the world? So Rodney got out and rolled a snowball and put it in the trunk of the convertible. And when we got to the Grand Canyon, we just kind of drove around some of the scenic overlooks, but we didn't get out. Of course, there were hundreds of people around there. They all had scents and had coats on, but not us. And when we got back to Phoenix, that snowball was still a snowball in the trunk of the car.
It was wrapped up in a towel, too.
Micheline said, I've been living in Arizona for 39 years and you never get used to the summers here. I can take anything below 100 degrees Fahrenheit, but don't like it above. Me either, sister. And I've been out there visiting Viviana, and when she opens her door sometimes, it's like the heat just comes in and slaps you in the face. It's awful. But it's not very comfortable here in Tennessee in the summers either, because I mean it can get up to 100, maybe on a rare occasion 101 or 102, but our problem is the humidity, and the humidity coupled with the heat is just miserable.
I hear
sirens.
I hear a siren in the background.
I am not a summer girl at all.
Hope that's not the Facebook police coming after me.
I love winter and I like fall. I don't mind spring, but I'm just more of a fall winter girl. I like to layer clothes. I like sweaters. I love the snow.
What kind of comments we got? Anything?
Melissa said we're only 30 miles from Flagstaff. And
I had a few jobs in Flagstaff working on water heaters.
Micheline, do you get mosquitoes there too? Oh yeah, the humidity is so daring too. Yes, we do get mosquitoes. We have a pond just a small pond in front of our house, and
I don't think that contributes much because I think the fish take care of all of them.
well, maybe. But yes, we do have mosquitoes, and they love, love, love me. And I hate, hate, hate them. But I learned a trick. Humidity is so draining. You're absolutely right. That's why I don't like it. I learned a trick when I went to the Dominican Republic. I think it was one of my first trips. Maybe my first. No, I think it was my second one. Because in the Dominican Republic where we were working, I got chewed up by mosquitoes. And I don't care what anybody says, it's hard to keep your hands off of bites when you're chewed up. And people would get on me all the time. Lisa, you got to leave those alone. You're going to get impetigo if you don't, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, I'm covered in them and they itch. I got to do something. So somebody told me before I went back the next year to take dryer sheets, like you put in your dryer to keep the static electricity away from your clothes. Doesn't matter what kind. But just take a dryer sheet and take safety pins and pin it underneath, like your short, we were wearing shorts, underneath the shorts, like in the hem of the shorts. And it repels mosquitoes. They don't like it. And it worked. So, just, there you go. There's your little tidbit, Rodney, right there for the day. That's another one for today. Use a hot melt glue as soon as you put it down so things will stick, and use dryer sheets in the hem of whatever you're wearing to repel mosquitoes. I mean, we are just full of it.
Yeah.
Hi, Janet. How are you? Welcome, welcome.
And anybody that has any little tips like that, either put one in the comments or you can send a message to us and we'll put it on the next one that we're doing, and we'll share all this knowledge with people. And everybody will just get smarter and smarter.
Yeah, that Ronnie came up with this idea that he wants to do. We're trying to think of a name. Y'all help us think of a name.
Yeah, I asked him about that earlier.
Some kind of little catchy name.
For
like
tidbits,
tiny tidbits, or but something like that that would go along with crafting.
Yeah.
And just PM us if you have some kind of helpful information that we could share with other people.
I think we agree that we don't like the word hack, so I'm not going to use that.
Yeah, we're not going to use the word hack.
It's overused.
Overrated, isn't it? That's how we learn from each other. Gotta share the information when we get it.
All right, we've got the bottom is the angled bottom sides is blue and white. The front is red.
That is cool.
The back is about to be something different.
Now I have another question.
What's the question?
Are you going to paint underneath the edge of your roof pieces or not?
Yes, I am. And I thought I would wait though and do it after I got the transfer on there.
There you go, Kitchen Table Creation. She said Crafter's Knowledge.
Okay.
It's a good name.
You making notes, Lisa?
I'm going to open up a document on my computer right now, and we are going to start making a list.
All right, here's the little piece I cut out to go on the back. It's not a perfect fit, but I don't think it matters so much because there's hot melt glue around there. After I glued these pieces on, I came back and added a bead of hot melt right against each one here to kind of seal it up a little bit. So this will be the very first transfer I've ever done officially. You
got it, honey. You got it. You can do it.
And you don't touch the back, huh?
You can touch the back. You just, I wouldn't deliberately try to. It's not going to hurt anything.
It's got glue on it, apparently.
Okay, so we have one suggestion so far for the little tidbit. Crafter's Knowledge. Anybody else want to?
We can just leave that stuck on there. It looks pretty good like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're supposed to do that.
We could have a contest and just see who wins.
We could. This is what's called a piece of stick. that you rub this with. Right,
That's a
Lisa?
transfer stick. Yes.
It's gonna be hard to get whip in the very, very corner.
Yeah, but I bet you can do it.
Probably
If
will.
you turn it on its side like that and just rub really hard. So how can you tell when you have the transfer down, Rodney?
Well, the color will change. It's where it's bright now. It'll turn dull when it releases from the plastic.
And you can usually hear it kind of popping, right?
I don't know.
Micheline, where did you find the birdhouse? Did you make it, Rodney? Well, you know he did, Micheline. You know he did.
Yep. I went ahead and made 3 of them while I was doing it, just to, so I'd have one I could show a finished product, and then the pieces of it I showed earlier in the video of all the, there's like 28 pieces to this birdhouse, so counting all the little individual top pieces. Now, we're getting
And he
somewhere.
decided, Micheline, that he wanted the roof to be a little more whimsical. So that's why he made it
Crooked.
the way he did, crooked.
And there may be a crooked bird wants to live here. Who knows?
Diane Johnson, here's her tidbit. If you get stung, put a penny on the sting and it takes the pain away. For sure. I never thought of that or heard of that. Put a penny on it and it takes the sting away. Wow. Did you know that, Rodney?
I did not.
That's pretty cool.
Have you actually tried it, or is that just what you're told? It sounds like it. I mean, I wouldn't want to get stung just to try it. Now, I know and some people will put tobacco spit on there.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people do that and claim that it takes away some of the sting. How long do transfers take? Just however long it takes?
Yeah, you just have to, you know, put some elbow grease behind it. Let's see. Micheline said it's very cute. Melissa said that's what makes it so unique. That's right. Don't you think it looks like something off of, what's that Christmas show?
Oh. The Misfit Toys?
No, the Christmas show where everybody was dressing up like the crafters were all dressing up
the Grinch.
last year. The Grinch. Yeah. No.
Yeah, well, the town they were from.
Oh, yeah, Whoville.
Whoville.
Yeah.
It's a little like a Whoville house, which looks a little bit like a Dr. Seuss. Is that how you say it, Lisa?
Right. That's right. Dr. Seuss. Crafters knowledge. I'm going to write that down again. Okay. Diane Johnson said it works so well. I've been stung and it's worked every time.
Well, my youngest brother has taken up beekeeping in the last few weeks, so I'll have to pass that along to him because he's as likely to get stung.
Well, if he wears that gear I see him in all the time, he shouldn't get stung.
Yeah.
Micheline says, just like peeing on someone when you get stung by a jellyfish. You know what? That's true. I have heard that's true. Vic said, do you remember the almanac that farmers always go by?
Oh, yeah.
Use you all last name in crafting almanac or something. Oh, so like Siler Almanac or Crafting and Cruising Almanac. That's a good idea. You know what? I'm going to tell you, Vic, I'm real disappointed in the Farmer's Almanac, though, because I heard that the Farmer's Almanac is so right on target when it comes to the weather. Well, that's garbage, because this year they said we were going to get a lot of snow, and we didn't. Sad. Melissa said Whoville. Yeah. Debbie Harris, they all live together in a little cricket house. That's cute. That's right. I love it.
I guess I need to cut out your X-Acto in this drawer. Where is it, Lisa?
There's one right above you, and this thing should be in a plastic bag. Oh, I may have put it in that drawer, actually.
I got to cut it. I'll wait till I get the plastic off of it, and then I'll cut the...
Has it released yet? Have you...
Well, it's a little releasing. It's not completely yet. And after you get it released, can you rub it some more, or do you need
You
to leave it
can't. A
alone?
lot of times they tell you to put a piece of parchment paper on it or something and go over it some more just to make sure that it's sticking. It doesn't look like you've lost a lot of the color though.
It doesn't.
We didn't. Some people will put a clear coat on first, but I don't really think that's necessary. I hear it popping.
Yeah, that's to be dropping it down after I pull up on it some. Here's the big reveal. Let's turn it this way so people can see. So, working, I've just got this place where there's a cutout. Looks like it's going to tear out and I won't have to even cut it.
I thought of Dr. Seuss as soon as I saw it. Diane Johnson said, I love it and I love all things whimsy.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh, that's pretty, Rodney.
Ta-da!
It
First
worked.
transfer.
You did your first transfer perfectly. Micheline said, love it.
And I'll have to put a little paint around the edges.
That looks good. That's so pretty.
And give me a paintbrush here and kind of blend in some colors around it.
I wish I knew the name of the transfer to tell y'all. I don't have the name of it. I think I ordered it.
I can tell you.
You can?
So here it is. The particular one I may not be able to, but it is Whimsical Wonderland Transfer.
Oh, that's right. Here. Oh, you got it. That's
it's
right.
backwards. If y'all can read backwards, it's
Whimsical
Wonderland.
It's by, what does it say? Bella at the top.
Bells, B-E-L-L-E-S, and Whistles.
Bells and Whistles.
Whimsical Wonderland Transfer, inspired by Tracy's Fancy, for furniture, home decor, and birdhouses. It doesn't say that really.
Micheline says,
Something added.
love it. Diane Johnson says, fabulous. Melissa says, great job. Micheline says, oh my gosh, perfection at its finest.
That's a stretch there now. Kind of fading it into the edge over there where the transfer didn't quite meet.
Okay, Vic. Thank you for coming on. Have a blessed night. What you doing?
I am where the edges were, the transfer didn't go all the way up. I put just a little pink paint around the edge to blend it together. But then I wiped most of it off accidentally then.
Micheline says, I love the roof too and the different colors.
So that's looking different in the back.
So now, are you going to actually hang this outside?
We're going to put some clear engine coating or clear
Engine enamel
on the outside of it to preserve it really well. And then if it starts some of the paint coming off, that's just going to make it look a little more, what's the word for that? Used.
Whimsical.
Worn out. I've got this perch done in red. Not perch, this is actually the bottom that closes it all up. It's kind of tight now that I've painted everything.
Debbie Harris says rustic. Diane Johnson says distress. There you go.
Yeah, that's what we're.
Distress.
That's what I was looking for.
Exactly right. Now you should put like C Rock City on it or something.
There we go. Now, we don't have the perch done yet, What color should the perch be? That's the last thing.
The perch. What should he do the perch in?
We have some green, got some yellow, got some blue, and it's got some red.
I think you need to make it, personally, I think I would contrast it so that it shows up better. The bird can see that there's a perch there.
Like black?
No, I think one of the colors you used on the roof. Turquoise.
Oh, I mean something different than
yellow.
the red.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't
like
want them
red.
just to crash into it, so.
Mm-mm.
Oh. See what green looks like on it.
If you rub that board with wax, it will slide easier, Diane said.
Absolutely. Because right now the paint's a little tacky, so it's not going to slide.
Kitchen Table Creations says green.
Chris, well, she is correct because that's the color I just made it.
There you go. Great minds think alike. Diane, I have never commented so much on any live. Well, I'm glad you did. Thank you.
Might as well just join in the fun.
That's right.
All right. Now, with a little touch-up underneath the eaves, you think we should make each little individual one the same color as the outside of the eave, or make them all one color, or what?
Well, now, you know, I would say make them the same color they are on the other side. What do y'all think about that? Should he just paint the underneath side one color of the eaves, or should he do each color to match the board on the top? I'm pretty comfortable. Oh, thank you, Diane. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much. She says she's pretty comfortable on our lives.
Good. Yep. It's going to be same color. For sirens.
It's been kind of nasty and rainy here today, and cooler. Yesterday it was it yesterday? It was in the 80s, or day before yesterday it was in the 80s.
About 82 yesterday.
And today I would say it didn't get much out of the 60s. Melissa agrees with me that it should be, you should paint them the same color.
Well, that's what we're doing. That gives me a few opportunities to mess up with the paint a little bit, but we can always fix it. Let's see here.
I'm sorry, Kitchen Table Creations. I thought I had already answered you. Just when I took my mouse and hovered over the name of your business, it just showed that you were from Ohio. That's all. It said Kettering, Ohio. Got lots of followers. Congratulations. Diane Johnson says, we have about 4 feet of snow in our yard.
Where is she?
Diane, she's bound to be in New York. Now, you know, you didn't need to tell me that. Can you just maybe ship some of it here that I can dump on my yard so I can at least see snow? As my children would have said when they were younger, no fair, it's no fair. My kids went to a private school and they weren't so quick to close schools when the snow would come. But public schools closed fairly easily and still do because of buses having to run on a lot of back roads sometimes. And so when I came on as Margaret Turner, you mentioned I did. I don't remember doing that. Weird. So we would get up in the mornings when it had snowed and watch our local channel, and they had this little character called Snowbird, and it was a little penguin, and Snowbird would make the announcement of all the school systems that were closed for the day, and then after they would announce the public school systems, they would announce private schools and then businesses. And I know, Debbie Harris, y'all have had snow in California, like a lot. And so when my kids would see all the public school systems around us were out for the day, and then they would see some of the private schools were out for the day, and then they wouldn't see their school, and they go, it's no fair. Everybody else gets to stay home, and we don't get to stay home. It's no fair. So now our private schools are a little more cautious, I think, than they used to be, because we don't get a lot of snow, and a lot of times when we get precipitation in the winter, it's ice. And most, well, I shouldn't say most, but many people don't know how to drive on the ice. Myself included. I know how to, but I just don't want to. I'm scared to. So when we do get like 2 flakes, and the weather people are predicting that we might get a little dusting of snow, we all call it a Kroger alert, because our local grocery store, Kroger, everybody will run and grab, bread and milk. You would think that we were going to have hundreds of inches of snow, because everybody runs and gets all the groceries. And then I would say probably 7 or 8 times out of 10, we don't even get what they said we were going to get. And so as a result, many drivers around here don't know how to drive in it, and we do end up having, pretty good amount of accidents. The other thing is, we live on top of a real steep hill coming from both directions. We're on the crest of the hill. So right on that top part stays pretty shaded, and it's the last part of the road for ice or snow to melt, which makes it dangerous, because people will come up either side and then think that they can pick their speed up and be okay, and then all of a sudden they hit an icy patch or a snowy patch, and it can cause problems. So it's probably good that we don't get any more than we do, but I sure do love it. I don't know, Margaret, that I don't even remember seeing your name on as Margaret Turner, so unless I saw it on there and then maybe your business page was listed under it, I don't have any idea. It's looking good, Robin.
Thank you. And I'm glad I painted all of them this way, because that ties it all together better.
Yeah, it does.
So it's got green, mixed some yellow.
So tomorrow morning or tomorrow at noon, you guys, if you are praying, people can pray for me. I'm having a reclassed infusion for osteoporosis. Fortunately, I only have to get it once a year. The first time I got it, it made me very sick. I felt like I had the flu for about 3 days, and they told me that could possibly happen. Second time I had it last year, I really didn't have that bad a reaction. So I'm hoping that's going to be the same way tomorrow. And then I woke up this morning with the underneath lid on one of my eyes itched, but when I scratched it, it kind of hurt. And Rodney looked in there and saw some little white bumps in my lower lid, so I'm not sure what all that's about. But anyway, make sure, if you don't know Karen Harper with Crowning Touch Designs, first of all, please follow her page. Thank you, Melissa. And pray for Karen. Karen is battling cancer and is currently undergoing chemotherapy. So she's had several of the crafting community crafters have gone on her page to do lives to help keep her page up. She asked me to do a live, and I went on there and did a watercolor and was honored to do so. If any of you have had chemo, I guess you know that it can make you very, very, very sick. And so I think she's been struggling a lot, and I know she would covet your prayers for sure that she can get through this time of her chemotherapy. I think she's going to try to come back on her page maybe about the 16th of April or so, I think, if she feels up to it. But we just need to, first of all, keep her in our prayers, and then second of all, do all we can to help the algorithm of her page. She's worked hard to get her page going and get a lot of followers, and as you all know, sometimes Mr. FB, when he doesn't see people on your page a lot or interacting on your page, he will put you further down in the algorithm. So we need to help Karen in any way we can. I think you should do, and Kitchen Table Creations said, I think you should do one in a clear coat. Love the natural color of the wood. That's true. I love the natural color of the wood too, and that's a real good idea. That cedar is so pretty. Her page name is Crowning Touch Designs. Let me see if I can put it right here. Crowning Touch Designs right here. I put it right under your comment. Well, I'm trying, but it's not going. There you go. It really is beautiful, natural. Melissa said it really is.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love cedar. We've got a place right down the road from us called Cedar Place, and they make all kinds of things out of cedar. Dog houses, benches, about anything you can imagine. Just a little place kind of tucked back into the hillside. Been there for years and years.
Yeah, when he told me he was going to paint the birdhouse, I said, oh, don't paint it. But when I saw those light pieces of wood, I thought maybe the more of the staining effect would look better than just real thick paint. I mean, I guess you could paint it and it'd be okay too, but you're right, the cedar by itself is so pretty. And we will spray probably 2 or 3 coats of clear engine enamel on it to help seal it, and also to protect the birdhouse from the elements so the paint won't come off.
Thank y'all for bearing with us here. I've been kind of quiet here with this last bit, but thank you for coming on and watching and participating. I really like it when people do comment and get involved, and like most crafters, I think it's kind of funny they ask people's opinion and then do what they want to. So I may tend to do that some, but I do appreciate y'all's participating and suggesting things to do.
Well, you've done a great job, Rodney.
So that's looking like, I think
it's beautiful.
There's a couple of blues I've missed over here on this end.
That's another great tip, is to always complete your work so that when you look at it from any angle, it'll look good, or it'll look finished, not necessarily good or bad, but it'll look finished. If you're doing like a canvas or something, painting, you want to make sure that even the sides of the canvas are painted so that if a person's standing on the side, they're not just looking at a white canvas or looking at where you may have gone over the edge a little bit with certain paint colors.
If you ever work with furniture or something, you take like a chest of drawers apart, you'll notice that on almost all furniture, they only put a finish on where it's going to be seen. Inside the drawers and behind the pieces like that, nothing is finished. And my son we were taking some stuff apart one day, and he made that point. He thought, why are the people so lazy that they won't do that? Well, when you're in mass production, you're making thousands of something, probably doesn't make sense to go in and put finish where it's not needed. It'll never be seen. But on things like this, it does make things look a lot more complete if they're painted everywhere there's a place to paint.
Micheline said, I shared your page. I'm listening and watching and cooking dinner. Homemade chicken and veggie soup tonight. I said, yummy. What time should we be there?
She's multitasking, isn't she?
She is. You know, we women, we multitask, don't we, ladies? I can even walk and chew gum at the same time. And probably pat my head on top, too. I mean, that's getting on up there, y'all. So if you come on and you're watching the replay, please make sure you hashtag replay so we can welcome you. And like Rodney said, we are so very grateful that you all have come on tonight. We've actually done more lives in the last week than normal, but I kind of like it. And I know a couple people said, I thought you were on like Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m.-ish. I always say ish, so I give myself a little time. And that's true. And unless I find out otherwise, because I'll probably keep that time, but I've noticed during this week when we were camping, and sometimes I went on during the day, that it seemed like there were more people that were able to come on during the day than in the evening. And that's why I was asking you all what time suited you best. So it may be one of those things that we stick with, like 5 p.m.-ish Central Standard Time on Tuesday and Thursday. But then if I come on at other times during the week, it'll just be random, like when I can get to the studio or to the motorhome and get something going. So that's why, Melissa, I'm going to tell you right now, that's why getting on my Telegram is so important. Pinned to the top of my page on Crafting and Cruising, it talks about Telegram, and there's a link on there, and it says that if you'll join or click here, you can join my Telegram. So I think I'm pulling up another page right now. Open. Let me just see if I can get on it myself. Of course, when I get on, it takes me right to my Telegram, but it says, here's my Telegram link if you'd like to join to receive notifications. Just download the Telegram app, parentheses free, and click on this link. And then it's got a little white arrow in a turquoise circle that says join group chat on Telegram. So when you click on that, then it brings right up to Crafting and Cruising. So that's how you join. Kitchen Table Creations says, I think it looks amazing.
Thank you. I hope the birds like it. And I will take one of the other ones that I've made and do a clear coat on it, and we'll post some pictures of that too.
Melissa List has turned out great. Do you think you should put any kind of clear coat on it before you put the engine enamel on it or not?
Well, the engine enamel is a clear coat. Do you mean something like a clear coat like you normally put on your paintings and
right.
stuff? I don't think it really matters, because it's already, this is acrylic paint, and that stuff is typically an acrylic also. So
Kitchen Table Creations is a very tip-top needs paint.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was talking to Lisa earlier about glue and whether paint sticks to glue, and there is some hot melt glue right up down that ridge, and paint doesn't stick to it very well. So
what about if you just use regular paint and not the watered down?
I can try that and see if that makes it a little better.
I think regular paint would probably stick. The other was watered down to make it more like a stain. Melissa says, I think the birds will love their new home. Makes you want to get in there with the flashlight after a little bit and see if any bird is in there. I'd be afraid if I got up there with a flashlight, something come flying out at me.
Yeah, it always scares me when they do that. We usually have wrens that build nests all around our porch. Any little cubby hole or anything, they are going to put a nest in it.
Yeah, we have a little lamp attached to the wall, lantern attached to the wall right outside our back door. It doesn't work. It's not electric or anything. It's just there for looks. And for the past couple of years, we've had a little wren that's built a nest right in the top of that because the dogs can't get to it. And they're so cute, but sometimes when you walk outside, the mama will take off flying, and it scares me every time because I'm not expecting it. Yeah, that worked perfect, Robin.
Is that a little better?
Good suggestion. Yeah, that does look better. Sure does.
Blend it all in here.
Yeah, I think you got it.
Yeah, put a little.
By Joe, I think he's got it. Okay, so if you all think of any other little name we can use for our tip of the day or whatever that's real catchy, maybe has to do with creations or design or crafting or art or whatever, send us a PM and let us know, or put it in the comments, and I'll keep up with it and we'll decide what we're going to call it. This is Rodney's idea, and I think it's a good one, but we would like to have it something kind of catchy. And then again, like he said, if you have tips, creative tips, crafting tips, please send them to us so we can share them.
Yeah, so I don't have to divulge all my secrets. I can divulge some of yours. Hope everyone has a very blessed day tomorrow. Hey, Roseanne Hayes. I hope you have a blessed Good Friday as we think about the death of Christ and him being buried. And Friday and Saturday are kind of typically somber days as we reflect on his death and what his death means for people everywhere until the end of time. But the good news is we know Sunday's coming. And on Easter Sunday, we celebrate the risen Christ, that he didn't stay in that grave, but he rose again and sits at the right hand of the Heavenly Father, and will return one day when the Father instructs him to come back and take those who follow him to heaven, to live with him in eternity, where there'll be no more sorrow, no more sickness, no more death. It'll just be forever rejoicing with our God and our King. So our prayer for you is that, thank you, Roseanne, for sprinkling and following. I'm so grateful for you. Our prayer for you is that this Easter season will be especially blessed for you and for your family. And I hope you will take the time to truly reflect on the meaning, and to spend some quiet time in the presence of God, just thanking him for the beauty of the world and for giving us life. And then as we prepare for Sunday, to celebrate with joy, great joy in your heart, that he is risen, and he will one day return for us. Sundays are coming. You're right, Melissa. Hallelujah. Kitchen Table Creations, a hint on how to get more followers. Go to like my page and check my followers list. Just click on any you're not following. Facebook will only let you do so many. I'll be going on yours and doing the same thing. Oh, thank you for that. Okay.
I did. That's good to know. I sent you out to my group, the Kitchen Craft. You're so sweet. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. And as soon as this live is over, I will definitely go on there and do that. So there you go. Those of you who have a page, there's a hint.
All right, the birdhouse, except for a clear coat, is all done. Thank
Okay,
y'all
so
for your
hold
help.
it up and let everybody see it in case
For
they
your
want to take a screenshot or anything.
Screenshot. I do it this way for about 10 seconds, now turn around so the back shows.
Wonder if you should put something on the white.
On the white.
On the white side. Like
Sound like Sea Rock City?
crafting and cruising or something.
Yeah, we could do that.
Just to kind of break
you
up.
You don't have a little iron-on crafting and cruising thing, do you?
No. But can't you just freehand it with paint?
Sure.
Okay, why don't you get some black paint and do that?
I'd probably sketch it
I
first.
think that'd be cool. Let's see. Debbie Harris, I have 5 hummingbirds who are very demanding. They want their feeders and bird bath full at all times. Well, excuse me. Did you say I will try to accommodate? I love hummingbirds. I can't wait for mine to come back. I've got to get my feeders filled up. Roseanne Hayes says, so cute. Thank you, Roseanne. Micheline says, so pretty. I love it. Thank you, sweet sister.
So what do you wanted to say, crafting and cruising?
Yeah. Stephanie Gilpin, hey, how are you? She said, I'm late. I hope you're all doing well. Next 2 days, definitely a day of reflection. Also a day for women to reflect on their place in all this. They stayed with Jesus the whole time, and he chose a woman to reveal himself and take the message to his disciples. It's almost an empowerment for women who were so marginalized in that time. Have a beautiful Easter. Praise his name. Amen, Stephanie. Amen. That's so true. Micheline said, great job. Kitchen Table said, I've been following yours, just have never visited you. Well, I'm so glad you did. Monty Linda said, very pretty. Hey, girl, how are you?
Hey, neighbor.
Micheline, happy Easter to you both and all these followers today. Have a blessed weekend. Amen. And the same back to you, sister. Stephanie Gilpin said, I love your birdhouse. Micheline said, going to eat our soup now. Enjoy. Enjoy, and I'll see you the next time. Love ya. Okie dokie. So.
I don't like that quite so much.
Oh, he's writing crafting and cruising on here. Trying to do it whimsical too.
Well, I was going to make it all curved, but I didn't make all my curves match, so. That's what erasers are for.
That's right. He's brave taking this on. I'd have to sit down and really draw it out and make sure I had it right, or I would not risk it. Let's everyone give him some hearts. Thank you. That's so sweet. You're getting tons of hearts, Rodney.
Thank y'all. So you should have a decal we can just stick on that says this lease.
Yeah, maybe I should talk to my friend Allison Manell and see if she can make me some decals and some stickers and coffee cups and t-shirts and hats and what else do we need? Plates and cups and, you know, I mean, let's just go all out. Y'all don't know Allison Monell. She has an Etsy shop, Allie's Creations, ALLI''S. She's a fabulous designer. Facebook sees hearts. Yes, they do. She's a fabulous designer, and she designed my logo and then made a watermark for me, and she did my business cards as well. So let me see if I can find her Facebook page. It's Allison Waugh, W-A-U-G-H, Monell, M-O-N-N-E-L-L. She's a digital creator from New York, and She owns Allie's Studio, ALLI''S Studio. Let me see if I can. Yes, I'm going to copy and paste this. If y'all need any kind of design work done or help with, you know, coming up with some kind of logo for your business, Allie's your girl. She's so good. Stephanie, you need a friction pen by Pilot. They draw on anything and are completely erasable with heat. You told me that before. That's so cool. On any surface, comes in several colors. I got to write that down. I want to get one. A friction pen by Pilot. Can you get them anywhere, Stephanie? Or do you have to get them at like a craft store? That is awesome. I want to try one of those. Comes in several colors on any surface, completely erasable. That is cool. I love that.
You might become a secret agent with that.
Wonder if I could even use it on watercolor paper. That would be cool if I could use it on watercolor paper. And I bet you could use it on canvas too, since she said any surface. Now you're going to do that with a small brush and black ink.
I'm thinking about using a Sharpie because I'm not that good with the brush.
I wonder if that will stay when you spray the engine enamel on it.
Yeah, I think it will.
Yes, most places carry them. You can get them at most office stores and Walmart. Yes, to watercolor paper and canvas. That is so cool. I cannot wait. I got to get some. So I put that on our list, Stephanie, of helpful hints or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you another helpful hint. If you're going to paint something, even if you're going to use like a spray paint, and you mark off, use some writing or something using a permanent marker first, paint will hardly cover it. It's for some reason it shows through over and over again. So if you get something you're going to paint, especially if you're going to paint a light color, don't mark on it with a Sharpie first.
Kitchen Table Creations. I just got some friction pens from Temu. Okay, here's my question to you. Do you like and have you been satisfied with things from Temu? Because I have some things in my cart waiting. And I heard Justin with the Crafty Brother talking about it today. I think he said he'd done 4 orders this week. He said that it usually takes about 2 weeks to get your stuff, but that the prices, when he's compared it to other things, are very affordable, like more than half difference in the price. But then I have also read and heard some people say on certain things that when they got their items, they weren't the size that they were expecting.
Oh yeah, the picture makes them look much bigger.
Yeah, and so I've never, Stephanie said you'll love them, my favorite craft accessory. Oh, friction pens, okay. Yeah, Kitchen Table Creations is Temu's very addicting. So have you been pleased with everything? Because I do have just a few things in my cart, and I was going to get on there tonight when I lay down and look and see what else I think I want to order and go on and place an order, especially if it takes 2 weeks. Did it take you? You have to read the small print. She says, okay, good to know. Tell me what kinds of things you have ordered that you really like. I just don't want to, because I'm sure they're probably made, I'm confident, in another country, and I don't know like what their return policy is, but if you have to send them back over there, I know it's going to be frightfully expensive and not worth it, even though I know the stuff that you get from them you don't pay very much for, which is good. So I just am kind of curious what some of your favorite things are. Photos on Amazon are the same. You have to measure everything. All right, I see. Okay. Yes, love them. I have a shirt on now, but I read first, and you order 2 sizes larger. Ah, wow. Okay, that's another good tip to know. 2 sizes larger. Napkins are gorgeous. Oh, really? On Temu they are? Is that what you're saying? No, I have so many napkins. I have got to get rid of some napkins. In fact, I have a whole sack full of bundles of napkins that I need to totally get rid of. I've got them to, do as giveaways or whatever because I just have way too many. She says they have beautiful lace. Yes, it's the napkins she's talking about that are gorgeous. I keep hitting ha-ha instead of the wow response. Now it looks like Rodney's right and left-handed because the camera's backwards. Temu, have to read the description very carefully. I had great luck with them and can't beat the prices. I bought molds, very good. Also, I bought lace ribbon, gorgeous. Kitchen utensils, hubby loves them. So far, been pleased on craft and kitchen things. You get a $5 to $10 credit if late. So what's considered late? Like, do they guarantee you a certain time? And then if you don't get it, like, how do you prove all that? I do too. Totes full of napkins of different seasons. Me too. I'm telling you, so many napkins. And I like, there's a place on Amazon called Napkin World that I get some of my napkins from. And with them, you can order, I think you can order singles. I know you can order, like, maybe just 2 or 3 without having to buy the whole pack. Unless you're going to be able to send them out to people and share them. How's it coming over there, Rodney?
Yeah. Just look at the TV, you'll find out.
Well, your hand's kind of in the way, so it's hard to see. Anything after latest date posted to arrive. They give you a tracking number and everything times in an order at once. Got you. Napkins with apples. I don't have any napkins with apples, Debbie. Hadn't thought anything about apples. Got some lemons, but no apples. Y'all think I've decided that one time a month, starting this month, I'm gonna do a Christmas craft. Because I don't necessarily, like, I didn't do anything for St. Patrick's Day because I just don't get into St. Patrick's Day. And I'll do some things for 4th of July, but I've already done some things in the past, so I don't know how much more I'll do. But I think that if I start doing, this is April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. That, even if I just did it through November, that would be 8 Christmas crafts I would have done. Ooh, that was good.
Crafting and cruising.
That looks really good. That would be 8 Christmas projects I would have done by then. And Christmas is my favorite time of the year, so I'm never going to be tired doing Christmas crafts. I've gotten a lot of my napkins from TJ Maxx and Christmas Tree Shop. Ah, we don't have a Christmas Tree Shop right by us. She said, looks great. Debbie Harris says, great lettering.
Thank you, thank you. Just touching up a little bit. Fingerprints and such. You typing comments over there?
I said, he said, thank you, thank you. Roseanne Hayes said, awesome job.
Thank you, Roseanne.
Yes, Facebook does love hearts. So any heart, there goes some hearts coming up, Ronnie. Any hearts you get really does help a page. There's so much to learn about this creating and having a business page on Facebook, I tell you. I thought he was Mod Podging it. Sorry, markers run. When he puts the 2 or 3 coats of clear engine enamel on it, it shouldn't run. That should seal it just fine. Carol Stinson said, very pretty, Rodney. Carol, you've been quiet tonight. I didn't even know you were still on here. Hope you're doing well, sister.
All right. Crafting and cruising, birdhouse. Pretty much done.
That looks great. Love it. Love it. Love
the
it.
bird likes it.
I think you need a little apostrophe after the ends in crafting and cruising.
Okay, that could be arranged.
Roseanne Hayes said, awesome job. I got off for a bit, neighbor walked over. Okay, I got you. Yeah, you know, we're from the South, so we don't put G's on a lot of our words. So it's crafting and cruising.
That better?
Yes.
Even though it's backwards?
Yes.
That's okay. I may get a dyslexic bird.
There you go. Like it. Like it a lot.
Okay.
Okay, you guys. We appreciate you so very much.
Thanks for
coming
hanging
on.
in there with us.
Thanks for supporting my hubby and being here.
Thanks for
Carol,
sharing it out. Next time we'll probably have more folks.
Carol said that's the way I talk also. No G on the end of words. That's right. I mean, it just saves us breath, doesn't it, Carol? And, you know, when you're from the South, that's just how you talk. Kitchen Table Creations. Fabulous, she said.
Thank y'all very much.
Looks terrific. He's very creative. Stephanie Gilpin said he really is, Stephanie. Debbie Harris, he is risen. Amen. He is risen indeed, sister. I hope you all have a fabulous Easter. And we will see you Tuesday, if not before. So make sure you're on our Telegram so you'll know when we're going to be here. And we will talk to you later. Ronnie, you going to say bye?
Bye, everybody. Thanks for helping out with the birdhouse.
And
I guess I should hit the little button here somewhere.
I guess you should.
Look at those hearts flying up across the
Telling
screen.
you got a bunch of hearts.
Bye, everybody.